Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. In this video, I am going to tell you the industrial method to measure the latency of any storage device. It can be any hard disk, it can be NVMe or SATA SSD. And for latency measurement, I will use FIO tool. FIO stands for Flexible IO Tester. It is freely available at GitHub. I will give its link in the description section, and I will also tell you the steps to install it. The most important thing about this FIO Flexible IO Tester tool is it is used worldwide to benchmark the latency of all the storage devices. It can be hard disk or any type of SSD. Before proceeding further into this video, let me tell you, one should be very much cautious while using FIO tool, especially when we are trying to measure write latency. Because FIO tool try to write into different sections of the disk when we are trying to measure write latency. So if you have any useful data in the disk, it will override that. Let us take an example. If on the disk you have operating system or some important boot sectors, it will override them and your system will not boot up. So the recommendation is, if you want to measure write latency, the disk should be raw. There should not be anything there. But still, if you want to measure write latency and the disk has data, then you can make a separate partition and you can run your measurement on the empty partition. Now, without wasting my time, let us get started. Friends, before showing you the live demo of latency measurement, let me tell you how any storage device works. There are only two operations possible. Host may try to write data into the SSD or any hard disk, and the second operation is it may try to read the storage device. Only two operations are possible. And all the operations are initiated by host machine, so that is why host is also called an initiator. For any type of operation, either it is read or write, host sends one command to the storage device. And the structure of the command depends upon the type of protocol. For example, if it is NVMe SSD, then obviously that command will support NVMe protocol. If it is SATA SSD, then obviously the command structure will be as per the SATA protocol. And other very important thing is, all the storage devices supports multiple queues to submit multiple commands at the same time. That means host can submit multiple commands to the SSD at the same time. But friends, for latency measurement, host will send only single command to the storage device. And once that command is completed, then second command will be sent. Only one command at a time. Now I am going to show you the structure of the command. Friends, this is a common structure of a command irrespective of the protocol. And the first important field inside the command is opcode. When host submits command to the storage device or any SSD, through opcode only it tells the SSD that whether it wants to write data into the SSD or want to read data from SSD. If opcode is right, then that means host want to write data into the SSD. If opcode is read, then that means host want to read data from the SSD. And the second important field is local address, which is the address inside the host memory. And third important field is remote address, which is the address inside the SSD. So if your opcode is right, then that means host will transfer data from its local address to the remote address, which is inside the SSD. If opcode is read, then that means host will get data from remote address to the local address. And the fourth very important field is amount of data transfer. Actually, local address and remote address are just the starting points of data transfer. So amount of data transfer field is very important, which tells how much data we want to transfer. But for your information, there will always be a limit on a maximum data transfer using single command. And that is communicated to the host machine at the time of connection, or you can say at the time of negotiation. And that is why the concept of multiple commands come if you want to transfer large amount of data. and the concept of queues come to enhance the performance of the system. As mentioned earlier, for latency measurement, host will only send a single command at a time and will wait for its completion. And the time taken by the system to complete one command is called latency. And then host will send the second command and will wait for its completion and will measure the latency, and so on. And for latency measurement, host will take the average latency of all the commands and reports as an output. Friends, once the command is submitted to the SSD will decode it and will come to know whether the command is for read operation or is for write operation. Let us assume that the command is to initiate a write operation. Then SSD will initiate a DMA operation, and it will get data from host's local memory and will write data at the requested address inside the SSD. And after the data transfer is over, it will send an completion to the host, and from there host will calculate the latency. Similarly, host will send some more commands and will get the latency data for all these commands, and finally take an average value of all the latencies and report as an output. In the same way, the submitted command can be a read command. In that case, SSD will initiate a DMA operation and will transfer data from a remote address which is inside the SSD to the local address which is inside the host memory. And once the data transfer is over, then SSD will send an completion to the host, and from there host will calculate the latency for that command. And once the single command is complete, it will send some more commands and will get the latency of all the commands. And finally, it will calculate the average value of latency and will report as an output. Friends, I have told you the methods how write and read latency can be measured. And now I am going to show you the live demo using FIO tool. Friends, this is my host machine and I have connected two SSDs to it. One is NVMe SSD and another is SATA SSD. And all the SSDs come under block devices, and the block devices can be listed using Linux command lsblk. This is SATA SSD, which is divided into two partitions, SDA2, SDA1. And this is my NVMe SSD. SATA SSDs are low cost SSDs and have lesser performance. NVMe SSDs are very high end SSDs. They are a bit costlier as well, but their performance is very good. And even in terms of latency, NVMe SSDs has very low latency and SATA SSDs has very high latency. And if you are able to see, my SATA SSD has operating system and boot sector files in it. In fact, my host machine is getting booted from SATA SSD. In NVMe SSD, we don't have any valuable data right now. It is a raw SSD. So on NVMe SSD, I can run both the operations, write and read as well. But on SATA SSD, we will not run write operation as I mentioned earlier, because write operation overwrites the valuable content. Running write operation on SATA SSD may overwrite the operating system files and other important boot sector files. So next time when I will try to boot up this host, probably it will not boot up. We will measure read and write latency on NVMe SSD, and for that we need to run FIO command. Let me show you the syntax. So this is the syntax for FIO command, and it has various parameters. I will explain you later in this video. The very important parameter is file name, where we need to specify the device name. And for NVMe SSD, we need to write NVMe 1N1. NVMe 1N1. And another important parameter is runtime. Runtimes I am giving 300 seconds, which means 5 minutes. So why I am giving such a long runtime to calculate latency? Because more the amount of runtime, more the commands will be sent by FIO tool to the SSD. And in turn, FIO tool will get the completion for each command, and each command will have its own latency. So more number of commands means FIO can calculate better value of average latency. So that is why we give large amount of runtime. And third important parameter is RW, where we need to mention which operation we are going to run. We are going to run read operation in this case. So we need to specify read here. Now I'm going to give a run. Latency measurement is started. It will take 5 minutes. So I'm pausing my video here. Just on the verge of completion, 95% complete. Complete. So now if you see in the output, FI has given this output and latency is 93.24 microsecond. So the average value of latency in our case is 93.24 microsecond. Friends, with this our read latency is complete. Now we will learn write latency operation. So I have to change this read to write. So I'm going to give a run. As the run time is 5 minutes, so it will take some time. So meanwhile I will pause my video. FI operation is just about to complete and it is complete now, and the average write latency is 43.73 microseconds. Friends, in the same way, by changing the name of the device here, we can measure latency for that device. If we want to measure latency for SATA, I can simply change the name here. In the file name, I can mention SDA1 or SDA2 and it will start measuring latency for the SATA disk. But I don't want to touch that disk because very important files are there, operating system and boot sectors are there. It can corrupt that. So let us avoid that. Now let me tell you few other parameters which I have not explained yet. This is IO engine. When we are doing latency measurement, it is recommended to use sync IO engine. When we are doing performance measurement, in that case we will use libaio. And for performance measurement, friends, I have created a separate video. I will give its link in the description section and you will get its link in the end screen as well. So you can go through it. It is quite interesting. And then IO depth. IO depth is 1. Another parameter is number of jobs is equal to 1. Both are made 1. Number of jobs are basically equal to number of threads that I want to initiate. For example, if in my host machine there are 4 CPU cores and I am mentioning number of jobs as 1, it is going to use only 1 CPU core. If I mention this number of jobs as 4, then in that case it will utilize all the CPU cores. But that is usable when we want to run performance test cases. Now let us assume a case where I mention number of jobs equal to 8. Then in that case it will initiate 2 threads per CPU core. And what is this IO depth? IO depth is a depth of the queue which is maintained for each thread. Now I am maintaining only 1 thread, only 1 CPU core will be used and IO depth will be 1. The purpose of this queue is how many commands a CPU can line up. So IO depth 1 means only 1 command will be sent at a time because this is requirement for our latency measurement. When we are making direct as 1, that means we don't want to include any type of cache while running this FI operation. And block size equal to 4K. That means all the commands that will be sent to the SSD will be to transfer 4 kilobytes of data. I think everything is covered now. Friends, in some cases we observe that latency numbers varies heavily from run to run. And your latency numbers will never be consistent. Because each time you run the latency test, latency numbers will come different. So what is the solution of that problem? In that case, you must condition your SSD. So when I say conditioning means we have to write all the zeros in a SSD. This is industrial recommendation. So whenever you are sending some results to any customer, so you should precondition your SSD. You should write all the zeros inside the SSD so that your results will be consistent in each run. Friends, I will create a separate video on SSD conditioning and I will give its link in the description section. You can go through it so that before running latency test, you can precondition your SSD. So friends, with this, I am going to wrap up this video and I hope that this video will be quite informative for all of you. And in future, we will make many such videos which will enhance your knowledge and skill set. And those who have not subscribed my channel yet, Please subscribe it, and to get the notification as early as possible, don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching.